So the card name is Heckin' Labyrinth. So it's a Heckin' Labyrinth.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the next episode of the Get Your Deck Out podcast. The Return of the Boys episode. Me and Scott.
Return of the Mac. That's all I can do before
Mac.
YouTube fucking...
Yeah. We need to get past the algorithm ban.
Yeah.
Scott, welcome back. Welcome back to the episode. Welcome back to, the season climax, I guess, as well. Like we've sort of just seen the wrap up of all the major standard events this weekend. The last weekend of RCQ seasons. We're going to go on to wrapping that up and taking a look at sort of where the general health of the game is. And that's what we do here. If you like it, if you like competitive Magic the Gathering, any of the formats, no, we're not biased. You can play any format, 60 card. You want to try and win your games. You want to play in tournaments. We're the right place to be. We're just here to encourage you to get your deck out. Scott, in your new house, the deck's made it. You made it. Obviously, people saw...
I got a new deck as well.
The Dan Secret Lair. How are we feeling?
Honestly, so it's like the fastest a Secret Lair has ever shipped, which is great. And I was really surprised. So I'm gonna open it on camera for you.
Or live reveal.
First of all, these little life counter spin downs, I don't like these very much, but those are really pretty. And are you seriously telling me that they aren't beautiful?
Yeah, that's a beautiful printing.
The thing that really surprised me as well. Look at these islands.
Wow.
How nice they are.
And those brainstorms. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's 2 mental notes in this as well. A little pauper reprint.
I think something to learn from this Dan printing, and again, like, of course, something we could go into in more depth, and people hear us and know us, and what do we always say? You can chuck skins down our throat all day. And
Don't say chuck skin down our throat, mate.
Oh, we were over 60 seconds into the podcast. I can say what I like.
So now they can chuck skin down our throat.
If you're going to do reprints of stuff in like special prints, special arts, you can give us, I kind of rant, and you know, like how you have your WhatsApp group. So I was talking about today, like, give us like if you want to give us a Resident Evil Tarmogoyf. Yeah. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine
for the people that know me, I have a Resident Evil tattoo. So
imagine Jennifer Lawrence as the girl from Mockingjay, just having a bit of a ponder. Like,
do you not know the name Katniss Everdeen, Dave? Are you like there is no need for 7 standard sets a year, but that's treading old ground. But if you want to do Star Trek, instead of expanding Star Trek out to a whole set or TMNT out to a whole set, if they did the 5 turtles, let's say, and then you skinned them as I haven't looked at TMNT very much. I haven't played the limited format as much as some people have said it's actually really good. You could do like a white one, a blue one, a black one, a red one, a green one, or you do 2 white one. I think it's 2 white ones, a blue one, a red one, and a green one, and then Shredder is black or something.
Yeah, so like that. Yeah.
You could do like a 10 card layer. You could have what's his name, Master Splinter in it. Like, even if you wanted to put Krang in there, and you could do Krang as Thought Monitor. It didn't need to be a different card as much as shout out Doug playing on the weekend was playing Krang in Weapons Manufacturing Affinity, like as a one-off, and had a good conversation about that as well. But you can just skin these cards and people will buy them.
Yeah.
They don't need to be mechanically unique. There's enough cards in the game, and there's enough cards that come into the game with 4 or 5 sets a year, or 4 sets and then a core set every year. And then have the sets where you actually have enough content there. Like, for example, as much as I don't like the IP, like Marvel superheroes, the Marvel universe at large, you've got enough to make a full set there.
Absolutely cool for
Same
that.
as Lord of the Rings, you've got enough to make a full set there. The Hobbit, you might be stretching it a little bit, but it depends. With Lord of the Rings, they went off the books. I think if they do some Silmarillion stuff and Hobbit stuff, they can get past it. I just don't want them to be like, haha, actually, there's Legolas in this set, like they did with the films. Actually stay true to the source material, make the fans of it happy, and only make a full set of it when you actually have the IP to back it up. When you've got a Final Fantasy, when you've got an Avatar. Like, I will shout from the houses about how I want a Skyrim secret lair, I want a RuneScape secret lair, a Resident Evil secret lair. Just skin cards that I can put in decks, and I don't need a full Elder Scrolls set. I don't need that. Do a couple of secret lairs, do like, just hit the really popular ones, do one for Morrowind, one for Oblivion, one for Skyrim, like 5 to 10 cards in each one, skin them all, and I would pay money for a Alduin that's just like Shivan Dragon. Even
Yeah,
though the
yeah.
card is completely unplayable, shout out people from the 90s, I'd still probably pay money for that, because they'd be like 2 cards that I wanted out of it, and then the other 3 I'd put in a binder and I'd be able to sit there and look at them, and that would make me happy. Just do it that way. We don't need this many sets. We don't need this many mechanically unique cards. I understand that people are excited when like new legendary creatures get printed for Commander, for example, but the Commander players that I do know that I talk to, even they're upset about the amount of churn in the format.
Oh, 100%.
And it's a casual format. They don't need to keep up with it, but it's that they sit down at a table now and they just don't understand anything that's going on because they don't recognize any of the cards. Whereas if I'm like, oh, I'm going to manhole missile that, and you're like, they're like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, it's lightning bolt. Fine, cool, great.
Yeah.
No, we know what's going on. If I play a card and it's like, well, what does that Krang do? And it's like, oh, it's Urza Lord High Artificer or whatever. Like, I don't know TMNT lore. But that just makes it all easier and simpler to pass. And we don't need to be going down this avenue of just constant FOMO, because people will run out of patience with it and people will run out of money with it. It feels like it's almost like people saw how much money like this AI bubble has made for like Nvidia and so on and so forth. And everyone's gone, oh, but we can do it that way. We can go, here's the FOMO. You need to get on it now. You need to invest now. You need to give us money now. And then even governments are turning around and like throwing hundreds of billions of pounds or dollars at it. And it's almost like they want everyone else to do that too. And it's not a new thing. It's always been a thing of FOMO, like limited stock, limited edition stuff. But when everything is special and everything is limited edition, nothing is.
Yeah, like 100%. And like we've like opened up something which we usually spiral off into a rant by about half hour to. But I think the general thing we're saying is the Dan was done well. So keep doing things well.
I don't buy sealed products. I don't buy booster packs. I buy singles for constructed decks, and that is it. However, this is a very cool. Also, look at that on the back of the box. Isn't that nice?
Lovely. Lovely.
That was £100. Not parting with that lightly at any time.
Yeah,
and
like
I'm really happy with that purchase. I'm going to sleeve it up. Jen has already demanded that I buy blue sleeves for it, no others. And we have it sitting on this shelf back here with the rest of our board games. We've got this tub here That is for small board games. So there's like Cluster, Zombie Dice in there, that sort of thing. That's going to go in there. And it's perfect for that.
Notably as well, Scott, in the cupboard that no longer has the Man United wallpaper, as called out by Sarge in the comments in last week.
Yeah, yeah.
Motivated by the hate, or
it's not even motivated by hate. It's the fact that people are like, oh, I'm surprised that Scott's a Man U fan. And I want so deeply to not be seen as a Man United fan that I asked Jen to peel it off the walls while I was in work today. So she did that. Thank you, Jen. No longer will I be misappropriated as a Manchester United fan. For what it's worth, I don't watch a lot of football anymore. I used to when I was younger. I'm a Borussia Dortmund fan. It is a very long story as to how I am a Borussia Dortmund fan. If we have another question podcast in a couple of weeks, whenever we may get to it, I may tell the story if people care. But there was something today. We were meant to have a B&R announcement.
Well, it kind of got sneaked out, like by UK terms, an hour early.
It was more than an hour early. I think it was like 2 hours early, wasn't it? Compared to where it normally is.
It was at 3 o'clock. It's usually at 4 o'clock.
Oh, sure.
But it is daylight savings time. America have already gone forward or whatever, or back. I can't do the math. That's bad when I work in finance. But
I can barely keep track of what time it is in this country, mate, let alone others.
I would say no changes across the board. It wasn't officially as
food chain and historic, like that matters.
This is the format, though, Scott, where you're supposed to be able to play with all your old cards and experience all the joys the arena client can give you.
Okay. It's also got alchemy cards in it, so it's not a real format.
Yeah. There's some kind of sack rubbish that you can do with it.
I don't care. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a fake format, and I hope the 7 people that play Historic on the ladder, I hope this makes their experience better.
There is a qualifier coming up soon, so I think obviously with that in mind, I think
what does it qualify for? The opportunity / punishment to play more Historic?
No, for the arena championship.
But what format is that?
Oh, that's probably standard. Or
you
maybe
say
Pioneer.
Probably. I heard that probably.
Yeah,
you don't
probably.
Know.
I don't know.
It's not going to be Pioneer either. That's more of a fake format than Historic is.
Yeah.
When are they just going to kill it, man?
Yeah, well, we don't know. Like, obviously, seeing the classic thing you do on a ban day is you kind of just go and see what kind of discourse things like Blue Sky and X are giving you. For people who are just after the TLDR of it, first things first, people wanted Spire Bluff Canal banned, and
in Pioneer or
no in Standard. So because of the whole is it hey, I think that's just silly. That's the silly take that people have made. Like, oh, is it too strong?
Spire Bluff Canal out of all of it, like, so
just
because
to power it down, like, I guess.
Is it Prowess is like the best deck or the most played deck, right? And then they're upset because there's also Spelementals and Lessons, but like there's not a lot of crossover between those decks. So the fact that they're the same color, why does that matter?
Yeah. So, in other words, people didn't really have anything to complain about the current format.
Yeah, they're just manufacturing bullshit to complain about, basically.
Like Cub's been put in this place. I think some kind of calls I saw of a Pioneer was like, I know you don't care about it, but Corey Steelcutter doesn't deserve to be in that format. I think that's quite a fair take. I saw that across X.
Honestly, I am not aware of Pioneer at all. I look at Decklists very rarely, and every time I do, I'm like, man, there's some cards legal here that shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Corey is top of that list.
But they kind of go off the argument that, yeah, you can play Corey Steelcutter or you can play Greasefang and you'll be happy, which as I am Mr. Pioneer, or as people would have known me as the guy who pushed Pioneer, not even I'm that bothered about playing at the moment, because like, yeah, it is quite homogenous. And I don't know, we'll talk about this, I guess, later into the episode, but you know, you didn't do nothing. Modern, again, they didn't do nothing. I think that's fine. I think Modern
Modern's just in a good place. Like, you look at the churn, and they even called out that, like, Boros Energy's play rate is a little high, but they didn't even call out as win rate, which I
Yeah, it's
thought
not
was
always winning.
interesting.
Like, it's being played.
Yeah, it's probably like 53, 54% win rate, where it always has been. Maybe it's 52 with the volume it's being played. You can attack it. It's just the fact that modern has had this quote unquote problem for a long time, where the format is so wide that you've got so many different things to try and hate, and you can't get all of them. Yes, that means you can't have a single deck that like suddenly spikes to a 65% win rate because it just beats everything. But if you've got the right sideboard for the right tournament on the right weekend, then yeah, you'll do well. And that comes from reading the meta, that comes from looking at where you think it's going to go and knowing the cards that are available to fight against what you expect to pop up. Like they did a whole paragraph about Living End, which I thought was interesting. And that's,
Strange.
yeah, I mean, but it is a perfect example of a modern deck where Living End can only ever get so good until people start putting like Leyline of the Voids in again, or we see an uptick of Rest in Peace and it causes the format to cycle round where blue-white control's seeing a lot of play because that's like the best Rest in Peace deck, and control players are saying, oh, well, it's also really good against Flage, so it helps against Boros and Jeskai Blink. And then you start seeing decks pop up that are better against control, and then it will do that, and it will just spin round and just keep updating and keep developing. The same people who are sitting here asking for unbans, and I'm not going down the unban route again. We shouldn't unban Deathrite Shaman. We shouldn't unban Uro. The downside risk is so high, even though like I personally would enjoy some of those cards being unbanned. And it's not even a finance thing. I own those cards. Like I'm not saying this like, oh, don't unban them because then I have to buy them for 40 quid each. I own those cards. They're in my bulk boxes behind me. Shout out bulk box. We love you. And it's the same people saying, oh, well, there was no unbans, free GT, free pod, where it's like these really risky cards with very little upside and all downside. The same ones that complain whenever a Horizon set comes out and they're like, oh, it's a rotating format, it's too unstable. It's like, well, is it? If it doesn't change for 3 months, you call it stale. But if it changes in 3 months, you call it a rotating format. So what the fuck do you want? And then this is Reddit I'm calling out. I have been scrolling like pages today and it's this sentiment from people. And I'm just like, what do you even want? Like, there's just nothing that will make you happy.
Yeah, and I see good old Saffron Olive to get in on X, and this is kind of like where I think like if you don't really and if you can't really back these kind of tweets up, I think you don't make them. So they basically said, oh, let's see this unbanned in modern: Deathrite Shaman, Uzumara's Jite, Punishing Fire, Ponder, Glimpse of Nature, Birthing Pod, Blazing Soul, and just says, I think these are easy unbans, and I'm just like, but okay, cool, but like, are they good unbans? Is it worthwhile unbanning them? Do we need them unbanned?
And also, there is no data to back them up. The reason why people are saying like, oh, unban Deathrite Shaman is Tamio, Ragavan, and Ocelot Pride have all massively power crept the one-drop space in the format, so Deathrite Shaman's not that much better than everything else. And we're going down this route. You have started me off, Dave. I blame you. People are saying, like, oh, unban Deathrite Shaman because the one-drop space has been massively oversaturated with good one-drops in every other color. Black and green need one as well. And I'm going to focus on Deathrite Shaman because it's the one I see the most discussion about. So the good result from unbanning it is like Yawgmoth plays it. Maybe Ketramos comes back in some amount and it just sits neatly over there. What more likely happens is you have a one-drop, which I personally think is still one of the best one-drop creatures ever printed, that can stabilize games and win games by itself, and it also enables 4 and 5 color piles the exact same way that Astrolabe did, and people were really upset about Astrolabe as well. I know, because I was playing them. In Nivtalite, shout out. Screw Urzaroko, I didn't need you. And if you put Deathright Shaman into the format now, people's arguments against it are like, oh, but Boros wouldn't splash black to play it. And it's like, no, they wouldn't. But you're just talking about it going into existing decks, and Deathright Shaman isn't that kind of card. It just enables these 4 and 5 color piles by itself. That and the fetch land mana base in Modern, you can, like, as I sometimes say when people are talking to me about my mana bases, mana costs in Modern are a suggestion, not a requirement. Because you can really stretch mana bases if you want to, especially if Blood Moon's low down.
You've seen how the Leyland decks have, like, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got ways and means to do whatever you want.
Yeah, you get full domain on turn 2, even without Leyline of the Guild Pact, and all it requires is 1 tap land. That is not a cost. And what was my other point going to be? Dave, fill time. I can't remember.
Deathright Shaman, the problematic nature of the other decks it will create.
Oh, yeah, no ban list Modern, which was a recent addition to Magic Online. People are like, oh, but Deathright Shaman's not doing anything and no ban list Modern. It's like, yeah, because every card is unbanned in it, not 2. And yeah, when we're running round with Nardu and Hogak and Iovugin, yeah, of course Deathright Shaman's not very good. It is unfathomable to just think, oh, well, but it's nothing in this form. Deathright Shaman isn't that problematic in Vintage. We can unban it in Modern and Legacy.
Yeah. I'd love to see, and do you know what? I'd watch it to the high hilt and probably even like tip their video or whatever. Some of these people who make these calls, go make like a top 5 decks, top 5 cards on unbanned, and here's the decks and why. So they'll actually, the reason behind the argument's a little bit better. It's always just a little bit, oh, because look, none of us expected Faithless Looting or Perfect or anything around that.
Yeah, but they obviously tested them. The only one that went wrong was Mox Opal, and that's because of Underworld Breach, not because of Mox Opal.
Yeah, so like, and they probably had that like on one of those classic radars of, oh, if we push this one over the edge, it's okay, because it was relatively close anyway for like the further formats. So yeah, like, let's just ride with what we've got. This has been said for a couple of months from other podcasts other than us, that we haven't got a modern format that's been competed in outside of the world of MTGO. I know we think the world often revolves around the decklist dumps. To be honest, it's a lot of good players trying to play the best they can. So, I guess I'm not going to say
but
that
it's not everything.
Merit.
It's not the same as a Pro Tour.
But I think
look at the standard results before the last World Championship and Pro Tour we had. The results on Magic Online were not indicative of what we saw at the Pro Tour. Take Lorwyn Eclipse, take our conversation with Eduardo.
Mm-hmm.
That Elementals deck was not a thing. No one was playing Roaming Throne on Magic Online, and then at top 8 at the Pro Tour.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a different beast.
Yeah, exactly. And like, that is something to take from it. You know, Modern's got a long way to go. It's got, and also, I was listening
but it's also
to
like one of the best formats it's ever been.
Yeah.
You can talk high and low about the density of Horizons cards in it, blah 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 blah. Whatever your feelings are on Horizon cards, they are what they are. But the format is extremely balanced and extremely interactive. Is it maybe slightly too combo centric? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's just a problem with older formats.
Yeah, and I
That's
think
it.
I think I think I did listen to the recent episode of Constructive Criticism. So that's Mason Clark and Friends podcast, and like, they made a really good point about preparing to play competitively. One of the first things to let you be able to prepare well is a balanced format, and then, which, as Mason said himself, like, this is probably one of the best places we've had standard and modern at the same time, for to be able to be someone who's like reasonably invested in the game, not necessarily practiced, but be well prepared for going into like a competitive weekend. And some of the things where you can actually get your edges is actually get your edges from like, yes, okay, seeing what deck lists are at the top in the top of the meta, but then making your own plans for what you're going to do about it, and then whilst you're making your plans, you might go, hang on a minute, I've seen Bob, Kelly, and Jim locally all have this deck. So then maybe I'll put a third one of these in my
Yeah, yeah.
sideboard because I'm gonna need. And it's a really great discussion. I'll actually link the episode in our description here because like it kind of like was really synonymous of like sometimes being good at Magic is out of your control, and this is probably one of the best times in history where it's been a lot more in your control to be able to get results with what the meta is laying out for you.
Yeah, but simultaneously though, there is still churn in the format. It's very balanced, yes, but it's also not the exact same. Like you probably look at modern every 3 months ish, unless it's the
Yeah,
RTQ
sure.
format. So I imagine the last time you looked at this format, Gorio's was a top deck.
It was, and also Jeskai Blink's build, which I sort of looked at it the other day because just for the context of people on the pod, like yeah, moderns I've always been adjacent to. I do have prowess cards. I do have the leyline domain deck. I was kind of like looking, what do I want to play this coming season? I was like, oh, I saw Jeskai Blink was good. I looked at how Jeskai Blink is built now. It's like, what the hell is Casey Jones Vigilante doing in there? I
It's
was
good,
like,
Matt. You can consign the discard trigger.
yeah, so like draw 6 or something someone was
No,
saying that
it's draw 3, then discard 3 at random on the end step, right? So you draw 3, and then you consign the trigger, then you Felia blink it,
I
and then you
see.
consign it
Whilst you're in
again.
the end
So
step. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, you can. Yeah, if you blink it like in a turn, so you play it and then ephemerate it, you can just consign with replicate on both the triggers,
Yeah. Because the
and then
first
you're up
trigger
a
doesn't
billion, and
count
then
though,
you're up
because
a
it's
billion cards.
yeah, because the first trigger doesn't count because the original one's not on
Is
the
it not?
field.
Is it not just a delayed trigger? Let me again. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cards. I dug a Krang out of my pre-release box earlier today. That's how up to date I've been. And it enters draw 3 cards at the beginning of your. Oh, it's your next upkeep. Discard 3 cards at random. So, yeah, it's attached to the ETB. So if you play it and then ephemerate it, for example, you'll draw 6, and then at your next upkeep, you'll have 2 triggers.
Judges in the comments, if you're still here 25 minutes in, let us know in the comments that we are 100% correct, or
I
tell
think
us
it.
if we're not, because we'd like to know.
I think it's
Tell us if we-
literally just a delayed trigger. Yeah, I think it's just a delayed trigger. That's what
yeah,
it is.
makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Yeah, modern standard, a good one. Now, in your if I was gonna the tweet I now that we which
Oh, okay, talking about standard. Nah, I
yeah,
think the downside risk is just too high. Again, like the format's just a better place without that crap playing around.
and you boom around basics it anyway, right? Like you
Yeah,
just
exactly. Like there's still a discussion as to whether Boomerang Basics is actually better than This Town Ain't Big Enough. And yeah, I don't. Oh god, Boomerang Basics, my hopeless nightmare. Ugh.
tell you what, move on. Let's move on to
Yeah.
formats where these cards don't exist. Paul Bageddon did it again this weekend. What a
Speaking of good
massive
formats as well.
yeah, what a well, first of all, what a great event, full stop. And we got to a point this weekend. These events have been great for a year or so. Coverage, great.
Is it
People around it.
965 players? Am I reading
965
that
players.
correctly?
Yep.
Jesus.
Massive. They had the prof there. The prof was basically there singing its praises, like basically saying that ultimately he's one of his lifelong dreams for Magic has appeared because this is may not be a GP, but it may as well be like it's the equivalent of. There's 7,000 euros for first for 50 euro buy-in, which is just like pretty good considering there ain't no wizards money behind this. This is all either community funded, sponsors, setup. Like they done a great job. talk about great job. Shout out MTG site who looked after the statistics this weekend for Paupergeddon. So it was closed deck list, but they like sort of like filtered little bits of information out as we went. So we saw like the day one meta share, but not actually the decks. And then we eventually saw the decks coming to the end of day two. We just saw pretty much everything playable. And the top like runaway numbers was 12%. Now, considering this is one of the more eternal formats possible, and the most someone's bringing is at 12%, that's strong.
It's not bad.
That's a good setup. So in the room, mainly we saw Mono Red Madness, Grixis Affinity, Ultron Monitors have powered that deck up for sure. And also, one of our good friends of the pod as well, Dario, Editing Elves, not only day two was just turns away from top 8 in what was one heck of a run. What a fantastic outcome. Like Dario, I'm sure we'll have you back on to chat about it at some point.
Secret Bristol test in house coming in strong.
Yeah, Bristol really put a stamp on the map again. It was one of those really weird moments I had watching to top 8 because obviously other friend of the pod, Jendrik, actually was his opponent. So they had a moment, and they had probably one of the best moments of sportsmanship that I've ever seen in respect of. For anyone who's listening doesn't actually know, the Corgate's deck, Familiar's deck, that you can get to a point where you can have your opponent in like a lock, so that they literally can't do anything because you've got 2 ephemerates, and you can just like flicker your Astromancer. I forget the name of the card.
Chaomancer.
Yeah, Chaomancer. And you essentially take away their attack step, and jobs are good. And you just as long as they can't overwhelm you with creatures, or that you can get through eventually, you don't deck out first, you win. They went to turns, and Dario's inability to win at the end of turn 5. Dario had more life points, but Dario scooped because he felt that, like, in fairness, Jendrik had
like actually won. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
And they played it out anyway because a draw didn't actually guarantee them top 8. And I've seen some things online saying, "Oh, like they should have like just drawn," but I think the level of sportsmanship there is worth absolutely like the honor and respect of that. You come 10th anyway. Like it was a good like €600 bag for 10. So like and yeah, Jendrik unfortunately fell in the top 8, but another fantastic run. And Jendrik has recently, with his good friend Skura and the Mystical Teachers team, just launched their own Pauper podcast. We'll link it in the description as well, because Pauper's massive in Poland, and those two are both excellent at Pauper. We love to talk about Pauper from time to time, but those two are excellent at Pauper. So if you're looking for Pauper content to level up your game, we're going to point you in that direction. Apart from when we have Francis on our podcast and have a little chat with him, because Francis is pretty good too.
Francis is pretty good, but he's not Jendrik or Skura. So
that's the one time he gets that off me. The one time.
Yeah, please go over to that podcast. Say Dzień dobry from us.
Fantastic outcome once again. A little bit of the thing which is the follow-up of this, and I've seen good old Blake already getting it in the chin on socials, right? So he has come out and like he would do. We've just done bans, and he's just said like, any questions for weekly MTG, because they've got nothing to say. Right?
That's such a brave statement.
Yeah.
Any questions?
So it essentially is a 50-50 split in the responses of where's Pioneer, and also when are you announcing big Pauper events in America. I'll address number 2 first. Just do them. Paupergeddon started, and the community got behind it. Now I know you're big and massive.
Just do Pauper Spotlight Series, like just do it.
But also, all you local tournament creators, all you content creators, right, who like got a bit of a platform, go get yourself a brewery, go hire some judges at a fair rate, go promote it, and people will come because the format's fantastic. It's cheap to enter. Go do that for the people who play the game, and you will create a fantastic thing. That's not Brews didn't get like given a big full of cash by Wizards and said try Pauper in Italy for a while. They grinded, they made it work, they built a scene. Like
Yeah, they've made it a thing. They've made it its own thing, the same way we've seen the Four Seasons doing the same thing. The Hunter Burton Memorial Open, which was last weekend as well. Like,
Yep.
just
Shout out the Crew 3 podcast for that one.
Yeah, like it's just you can run your own tournaments, and with formats like Pauper, with formats like Pre-Modern, you can argue about them becoming Wizard sanctioned formats, them becoming an RCQ format, them doing Spotlight series in them. Do you think they'll hold up to that level of scrutiny? Maybe. I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Mono Red Madness is at 12%. It had a day 2% at 13.5%, which was the highest in the room. Is that its conversion rate was 15.5%, which, looking down the list out of the like most played decks, Beyond Wildfire was very good as well, and Mono Red Madness had a really good conversion rate, and Demir Terra and Gardens both did really well as well. Would that hold up necessarily when you've got a Spotlight series looking at it, when you've got an RCQ season looking at it? Possibly not. It's what we said about like the standard impact. Like with a Pro Tour, it's just a different beast. People will break things if they can. People will find different ways to play the same format in a different way and get an edge. It's what we saw with like Pro Tour Lorwyn, as I said. Same with Pre-Modern. Do the tournaments, do the 200 player, 300 player, 400 player tournaments that you run yourself. As you said, hire out a brewery, start speaking to people. If you've got a platform and you talk about wanting competitive Magic to be a thing, do what we do. We don't run tournaments for our own monetary gain because
absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of monetary gain. In fact, normally we end up losing time and money. But we do it for the love of the game. And yeah, you can get into the micro like idiosyncrasies of it all. Where are we putting the name of our podcast out there and it's essentially paid advertising? You can argue that. You can argue that we wouldn't be able to get people like Eduardo on, or Alexi Palou on, or Alex McIsaac on, or any future guests on without doing watch this space, people, without doing the tournaments that we do. Like, for example, we are doing an RCQ with Firestorm. We are not running Firestorm Games RCQ. We are doing an RCQ with Firestorm, and that is a very key difference where we are putting the tournament on and we are having a camera in the room. That is us doing that. Firestorm are giving us the play space. We really appreciate that. That is really great. It's a nice store. We like playing in there. But we're running the tournament and we're putting our money where our mouth is and saying, we like playing these tournaments. We're going to run them. We don't want RCQs to go away. We don't want Spotlight Series to go away. We don't want Paupergeddon, Four Seasons, Hunter Burton Memorial. We do not want these things to go away. So we are going to go to them when we can. And if not, we'll put them on ourselves. And other people out there have much bigger platforms than us. Much, much bigger. Like by orders of fucking magnitude. And they could do these things. They can. It's not some forbidden fruit that we have found the secret to. It's just time and effort and work. That's all it is.
Time, effort, and work. And the one thing we've always continued to encourage is for you to just get your deck out. And we felt like we just needed to keep asking people to do that. But for this upcoming RCQ that we will be announcing after this podcast, because we just need to get the last little bits of the dates. When you come, if you win, you will get your hands on a special edition Get Your Deck Out box, which is now available in our Ko-Fi shop. You won't be able to get the yellow. This is for the champion. Get your deck out. mill flame, yeah, like rep the flame.
Special edition.
Only our champions are ever going to get the gold or yellowy gold, but we're going to call it gold.
Dave, call it gold. Call it gold.
It's gold. You can get one of our other 4 colors. If anybody was paying attention, I'm going to just swivel my chair. Not that way. Not that way. Let's move out the way this way.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go. The yellow, the green, the blue, and the dark green. And we also got khaki. Let me just go. So snakeskin.
Khaki, snakeskin.
Snakeskin. You want to get
if you want one that's like the yellow, but not the champion yellow, you can buy the snakeskin.
If you want to get your hands on those, the Ko-Fi link is in the description. We do ship internationally, but obviously please bear with us based upon the current situation around the world. We may not be able to get it there very quickly.
They can do order notes on Ko-Fi, right?
You can do order notes on Ko-Fi.
If you order from outside the UK, and I'm saying this is for our international listeners.
We know you're there.
Yeah,
We've seen
you.
You
know you're out there.
Shout out Grey Merchant in South Africa. We sorted you out.
If you want like specific cards like signed or something like that, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you'd want value signatures from me and Dave, but I have like signed unsleeved cards. I've got Cedric and Patrick's lands signed. I really enjoyed them. It was a really small thing, but it was just like a nice thing to have. If someone wants that for us, put it in the order notes on Ko-Fi. Me and Dave will sort it and we will sort you out.
And we also are throwing in, we have these judge tokens. So these are from back in the day. Anybody remembers the Judge Academy tokens? We
shout out all of my friends who were running the judging for basically the entire southwest of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, so they're really, really cool. We've chucked them in the people who've already ordered. Thank you to them. I wouldn't want to dox them. I was about to say their names out loud. I was like, hang on a minute. This is the internet.
Thank you very much. So with the postcode.
Thank you, blah, 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 who lives at blah, blah, blah. You can pick them up right now. If you want to pick them up in person, you can come and speak to us in the Discord and we will sort you out a link from there with no postage. But there's our shilling out the way. And you will see that at our RCQ in the coming weeks. And we look forward to doing more. We just look forward to seeing more people. If there is a call for Pauper, the world needs to put Pauper on. We don't need wizards to put it on, I think is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just go put it on yourselves and build a community around it.
What are you playing in Modern though, Dave? Like you said you had Domain Zoo and Prowess, right?
Yeah, so Domain Zoo and Prowess are actually over here. Like
they're not even in the Get Your Deck Out boxes. He hasn't even got around to it yet.
I haven't got around to it yet. So I guess I lean towards Prowess is solid and it's a game plan you can get your head around like straight away. Whereas I always loved playing Domain Zoo. I really sort of, we go back to summer before where like there was the one modern 3-monther. So I think it was like the last like March to June, I think was modern again.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I can't remember last week, man.
I think if we had standard 3 times in a row, has that been whatever the one was before that when there was modern? I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't that long.
Oh, maybe.
So I played
Wasn't
a couple
it like December to February? Or am I misremembering that?
Or maybe it was then like March to June. Someone in the comments just like sort us out.
The one after MH3 came out.
Yeah, so I enjoyed playing Leyline. I sort of played, as we all know, that little stint with Boris Energy Splashing Blue. And
4-color energy, thank you.
Yeah, can go back to episode X for that. And yeah, so I do like that. I do like, but I've obviously played for a while now, so I've got things like Quantum Riddlers sitting there, got Solitude sitting there. Jeskai Blink looks fun, looks cool, looks like something I might dabble into. I think I just don't have a big enough brain to do like the combo decks. So, like Titan and even Yawgmoth. Like I see like good friend of ours, Adam, who like just literally knows all the lines on that stuff. And I'm just like, oh man, that's like pretty smart and pretty clever. But like you have to think ahead 3 turns for that. So
Yeah, I mean, so Titan is a different beast because as shout out, I think it was probably like 2-3 months ago now, but I was reading someone's Substack and I can't remember your name. I will try and get Dave to put it in the description, but it was all about their learnings with Amulet Titan and how they basically said, look, I'm not playing Magic, I'm playing Amulet Titan. It is a different thing.
yeah.
With like Storm and Belcher and stuff like that, like those combo decks, they look a lot more complicated than they are. So you could play them. Like it's not a case of, oh, I'm not a smart Magic player. I've not
Yeah.
been playing for 25 years. I can't play Storm. My first proper modern deck was Storm.
Yeah, and I like Storm. I think the idea of Storm is cool, only because I harken back to, for any Hearthstone boomers in the chat, there was something called Mechathune Warlock, that was in Hearthstone. Ultimately, the goal of the game was that you were trying by about turn 4, turn 5 to set up a board state where you could cast your spells for either 0 or your life, to then cheat out the Mechathune, which was 10 mana, 10/10. As this ETB's killer, if you have no cards in your deck or your hand, you win the game. So I just loved like pulling that off, mainly because it was a fantastic Twitch clip when you did. But I did love decks like that. I think I probably got like a little bit too much respect for what it would mean, the time you'd have to put in to paper play. Obviously, as you can all see on the pod, if you're not an audio listener and you thought I was a handsome 25-year-old, or only an audio listener and you thought that, come across the YouTube, give us a sub and realize I'm a little bit older. And
Old emo Dave.
Yeah,
is
that kind of gives it
poignant.
away, right? Like it's not a trope or nothing. It's not, and it's not old Almo Dave or something like that. It's literally old. So I feel like to get myself in a position to like master those decks, I would have to be really grinding the play testing and getting used to the lines where I can kind of like apply general Magic knowledge to something a little bit more like Domain Zoo and like
Yeah,
prowess
sure.
and have a good shot of the line. Although I'm
More,
not going to
more,
rule
your,
out like,
more of your fundamentals type deck, basically.
yeah, I'm not going to rule out Jeskai Blink though. Like only because I'm quite adjacent to the deck and it looks really fun. I've run a couple of leagues on Magic Online now on the account and like it was fun. Like just a couple of cheeky wins and drop. Because you know this is the
You want
DB
to play?
account.
You want to play something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do okay. What about you, Scott? Where are you at?
I have been obsessing over this for about 3 months, David. I don't know is the clean answer. I was speaking to another good friend of ours, Doug, for a long time today. I want to play a Mox Opal deck. I'm fortunate enough to own Mox Opals, despite them being, I think they're like 140 quid now or something
Are they
stupid.
really?
It's something like that.
Jeez.
It's something insane. In fact, I'm going to check while I'm talking to you. But basically, I want to play a Mox Opal deck. I think the reason why we don't see more Mox Opal decks is actually like the price is prohibitive. And
I agree on that.
you can't get Mox Opals very easily. In the UK, they're about 110 quid.
Wow, look at that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you can buy a playset for 110 each, and then after that, you're into the 120s, 130s, and there's not a huge amount available, which is insane.
Yeah, at £102, you have played quality, and we all know on
That's
card
like
market
mashed.
you've looked at it and gone, oh yeah, I can't just click near mint. Like I can guarantee, and I love them to bits. There's someone who's currently got one listed for £99 at near mint. If you've had it as long as that, I'm pretty sure it's not near mint.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Yeah, basically, I want to play a Mox Opal deck. I want to play something assertive. So I'm stuck somewhere between 3 decks, and I'm going to call out the Hunter Memorial Open again in a minute. I think Surveillance Cam combo is interesting to me. If people aren't aware, Emery, Surveillance Cam, Mox Opal or Mox Amber, and Grinding Station, you you essentially do like the Underworld Breach thing from back in ye old day, which I can't believe I'm saying that because to me it's still a recent deck. It was like last week. But it's basically that. It's just slightly less reliable, but that is a bit soft to like Wrath of the Skies and Graveyard Hate, but both of those are quite low. But I also hate Corey Steelcutter in that deck as well. Corey Steelcutter in Prowess is good. It's like on plan and you're pairing it with Slickshot and it all makes sense to me. All of these like cutter affinity decks, I've been playing them for a while now, and cutter is like the worst card in them every single time, and I hate drawing them. The only good bit about it is that it's an artifact, so it turns on my bloody Mox Opal. That's it. So
Yeah.
I'm working with Doug on something in the Surveillance Cam space. I don't want to give it away too much because I might record a league. We'll wait and see. It depends how the testing goes. But the suggestion Doug gave for me in that deck was Artist Talent, because it pairs with all your zeros. It goes absolutely ape shit with Quantum Riddler, and you just draw your whole deck, and then comboing is really easy. You're playing a billion zeros, so you can do it really easily. So there's that sitting there, like the turd in the elevator that I don't know what to do with yet. I have got just straight like Metalcraft with Corey, but I don't know. I might want to try and cut Corey from it and try and play that, just like play it legit without comboing
What's
it.
the
I've got
language
Weapons
reading on this
Manufacturing
podcast?
Affinity,
Whatever you want.
which was the Krang deck that I called out earlier. So I've literally got Doug's list in front of me, and I don't know. I know I was on Weapons Manufacturing early for people who've been a fan of the YouTube for a little while. I was playing Black-Red Weapons Manufacturing right when EOE came out with Imskir Iron Eater. Krang is basically Imskir, but actually playable. And you're not having to play stuff like Rottenmouth Viper. You can play Engineered Explosives and Kappa Cannoneer and actually play good cards instead. So, but I know that's good. That's the thing. Like, that's like my backup.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm most interested in, and I'm going to send this to you on Discord now, Dave, because I don't know if you'll have seen this, but this came 9th, I think it was, at the Hunter Burton Memorial Open.
No, it's not back. Batten down the hatches.
So it's blue-white Hammer Time.
Nice.
With notably, so I opened the deck list and I immediately grimaced, and then I started digging into it. So Leyline Axe is a 4 of in this deck. Personally, I hate the card, but we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
And no Cigar Aid.
No.
Which was surprising to me. However, this is playing Battlefield Improvisation. You won't know what that card does unless you're a massive neek like me, because it's from Assassin's Creed and it's a common. But its target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's attacking, attach any number of equipment you control to it for 1 and a white. So with Leyline Axe, with Colossus Hammer, all of these things, when you're playing Mox Opal, you don't want to hold the hammer back. You want to play it out, because then it can turn on your Mox Opal for turn 2. And then on turn 2, you can like play a Stoneforge, leave up Metallic Rebuke, that sort of thing. In this version, with Improvisation instead of Cigar's Age, you can play the hammer out as a 1-mana artifact that's basically blank, purely to turn on your Mox Opal or make your Urza Saga bigger. And there's no like weird timing. It's just, I have an Atomic Microsizer and a Cryptic Coat as the blue equipment, because I can go attack, Battlefield Improvisation, it becomes unblockable, and it's got hammer on it, and it's got a Leyline Axe, so it's got double strike, you're dead. Or you do Inkmoth Nexus, attack, they go no blocks, you go cool, Improvisation, put the hammer on it, you're dead. You get to play a really assertive game plan, because it's just hammer. It's just the assertive game plan that hammer has always been. You get to play Mox Opal, which is great. It's a really good Shadow Spear deck, and Shadow Spear I've found has been incredibly good against Boros Energy specifically. But you also get to play Metallic Rebuke, so you also get to play a really good counterspell. And the sideboard's just like great, because blue and white have the best sideboard cards in Modern at the minute. It's why I was attracted to blue-white control a little while ago. So this is a weird one. I've ordered the leyline axes. I've ordered the battlefield improvisations. I can get the rest of it off a local player who played Hammer way back in the day. I asked them, I was like, do you still have your Hammer bits? And I've sold the Esper Sentinels, but I've got the rest. And I was like, right, I need 2 Inkmoth Nexus and a bunch of random crap. And it was it's like 20
quid. It's an atomic micro sizer for me. Let's go.
They've had some Edge of Eternity's bulk laying around, so the atomic micro sizer was available, thankfully. But yeah, I opened it. I looked at. I was like, "What the hell does this card do?" I've been playing Spellify, and I've been pulling some random like bulk commons and uncommons out my ass while playing that. You could show me Atomic Microsizer, not a chance. I know what that card is.
I put it to one side earlier for you, and was just like, I still don't know what this does. I was like, let me have a read of this now that I've got it.
So
I was like, I've seen the art.
You say declare attackers, attack with my Inkmoth Nexus, before blocks, battlefield improvisation it, put the microsizer on it. Oh no, wait, hang on. Isn't it when it attacks for the microsizer? Yeah, it's whenever a equipped creature attacks. So for this one, you need to equip it first, but that's fine. With like the cryptic coat as well, it just says the equipped creature can't be blocked. So with that one, you can like swing with the Inkmoth Nexus and equip it then with the improvisation. But then with the microsizer, you can just like slap it on there and off we go.
And I guess there's some like weird, like there is some like spook things onto the board line here, isn't it? Like if you just go like Hammer, Opal, like you hold up Rebuke, but then like a couple of sins later, you can go like, okay, Cryptic Coat, Leyline Boots, attach it all, off we go.
Yeah, like sometimes you're just going to have a Memnite laying around and like 4 or 5 mana available, and you just go, cool, put my Leyline Axe on it, put Atomic Microsizer on it, hit you for 4. Like, that's just fine sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was 9th. It was 9th or 10th that it finished at the HBMO. And this has piqued my interest in a way that I never thought Hammer could. I was always a Hammer hater back in the day. So I'm gonna give this one a go on Magic Online. I'm gonna use our Daybreak account. Shout out Daybreak, we love you. I'm gonna give this one a go, and I'm gonna give Sewer Valence Cam a go and see where I land. If I'm not liking either of them, I've got weapons manufacturing in my pocket. But we'll wait and see. Somewhere in there.
Let us know in the comments what you're playing. Obviously, we got loads of tournaments coming up. Obviously, you always got to shout out like the local areas like Bath TCG, Full Fire, Warp Storm, ourselves. We've heard whispers in the wind that friends of ours down in West Wales are going to be running RCQs this summer.
Woo!
Lots going on with Modern coming up. Mana Leak, not going to vet you. Anyone in the UK, we obviously do have quite a niche audience. If you got a local store who you want them to get RCQs off the ground and you want to start helping them pump it out, yeah, on socials, our tags are here. Scott doesn't have many socials. You'll find him on Discord mainly, but like me, 100%, you just drop me a thing. I'll always shout you out. People have asked me before, like, what do you charge? Don't charge nothing for helping people get their decks out, right? Like, that's literally what we're here for. On our next one, hopefully we will be talking about Magic experiences far and wide across the world. Not to spoil it for you, this is one not to miss. But until then, go get your deck out. And if you are looking for a new one, order it online. You can find it.
I do have a fun little thing right for the end.
Okay.
So this is Chatter Bowers again, because the Yawgmoth player locally, for the people who don't know him, he put in we've got a little side testing Discord. I'm putting German hedge maze finally arrived. So the card name is Heckin Labyrinth. So it's a Heckin Labyrinth. And the land types are Wald, which is forest, and Insel, which is island. But it says incel, essentially. So it's a heckin' hefty boy and an incel. But yeah, German is just a beautiful language. And for the people that don't know, I'm learning Polish on Duolingo because I work in an environment that involves a lot of international HGV drivers. A lot of those are Polish. They come here and try and learn English and speak English to me. I feel like I should speak Polish to them. That's only fair. Polish, by the way, impossible language. It is so, so difficult. But I also speak a bit of German from being a Borussia Dortmund fan. And yeah, just words like science, Naturwissenschaften. Like if it doesn't sound like something coming out of a porn star's mouth or a general's mouth, it's not German. It's either a moan,
expletive.
It's a moan or a command. That's it. That's the only modes German has.
On that note, let us know, are you moaning or have you got a command? See you on the next one.
Bye, love you.